Hello, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be making these crocheted pumpkins. Something I love about this pattern is that it's super easy, beginner friendly, and every time you make a pumpkin they end up being a little different than one another. So it's very like a regular pumpkin. Every pumpkin looks different, and these two are used by the same pattern, and you can tell this one's a little more short, this one's a little taller, but that's my favorite part about this pattern. So let's get started. What you'll need for this pattern are two different color yarns. I use this dark brown Red Heart Super Saver yarn in dark brown and in this burnt orange color. The size hook you'll need for this project is a 4.25 millimeter hook. You will also need crochet needles to thread in your ends and a pair of scissors. I also use a stitch counter to keep track of my rows for this one, but you don't need this. You can just write it on a piece of paper or keep track in your head. You will also need some type of stuffing. It can be, I will be using polyfill toy stuffing. It looks something like this. You can also use yarn scraps, such as yarn scraps like this, enough to fill your pumpkin, or old fabric, things like that. Take your 4.25 millimeter crochet hook. You're going to take your orange yarn and you're going to make a slip knot. Put your hook in there and you're going to chain 20. Okay, now that you have chained 20, should look something like this. You're going to want to half double crochet into the back loop of the entire chain all the way across. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So in order to do a half double crochet, you're going to yarn over. You're going to insert your hook. If you turn your work, you can kind of see these bumps on the back. That's where you're going to be crocheting. So you're going to yarn over. Insert your hook into one of these bumps, yarn over, pull through. You should have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. And you're going to do that all the way across. So yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 3 loops. Again, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 3 loops. And you're going to do that all the way until you get to the end. Okay. So you place the last half double crochet, and now you're at the end. Should look something like this. And then you're going to chain 1, turn your work like so. Now we're going to do the same thing. We're going to do the same thing, except we're only working in the back loops. So you're going to yarn over, insert your hook into the back loop only. So normally you would put your hook into both of the stitches loops, but you're only going to put it into the back loop. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. You're going to do this all the way across, chain 1 and turn, and you're going to keep doing this until you reach 24 rows. Working in the back loop only, you can see you separate the stitch and only work through the back loop. This is what creates the ribbing on the pumpkin. If you look at our pumpkins here, you can see how it kind of bubbles up a little. That's what does that. Working in the back loop is what makes it bubble like that. So you're just going to keep doing that back and forth, chain 1 and turn at every end until you reach 24 rows, and then you can come back to the video. Okay, so you just finished your 24th row. You should have a rectangle piece kind of like this, and your hook should be in the corner. So what we're going to do is we're going to fold your piece like this, and it should be more of like a square. And then we're going to slip stitch these two pieces together so you can have one connected piece, kind of like so. So you're going to put these edges together, slip stitch them together. So we're going to put our hook into the back loop of this side and the back loop of this one, and you're going to yarn over, pull through those two loops, and pull through the loop on your hook. And we're just going to keep doing that all the way across. So insert into the back loop, insert into the back loop, yarn over, pull through the first two loops, pull through the last loop, and do that all the way across until you reach this end. So you've gotten to the end. You now have one sewn together piece, and what we're going to do is we're going to fasten off but leave a very long tail, because this is what we're going to use to sew in the top. So we're going to cut that and we're going to pull it out, and now you should just have a very long tail. So now you're going to take one of your crochet needles and you're going to thread in your piece of yarn like this, and then you're going to weave in and out of the top like this. Just kind of weave in, weave out motion, and then pull through. So when you pull, it should tighten. And you're going to do this all the way around. Once you've done it all the way around, you should be able to pull the string and cinch it tight, so it looks like this. There's kind of like a hole left, so what I like to do is I like to just cross over with my needle and just do a lot of back and forth until it's completely closed. And this is really just up to however you want to do this. I just do a lot of back and forth and back and forth. And this is going to be the bottom of your pumpkin. So I just do this back and forth, and then I put my hand in, see if there's any holes. There's no holes, so I'm going to take my needle off, and now I'm going to turn it inside out. And this is the bottom. This is the bottom of your pumpkin. You've just turned it inside out, put all your threads in there, and then you're going to want to fill it up with whatever you're filling your pumpkin with. So I'm going to use my stuffing. Now that you have a full pumpkin, you're going to want to take a very long strip of your orange yarn. This is going to be to sew the top in. Now there's a certain way you have to do this to get the top to punch in like this. So we just want to make sure we do it the right way. So you're going to do it pretty much cinching the same way you did the bottom, and then there's an extra part at the end that we're going to do to get it to look like that. So you're going to want to tie on your piece of string. I just double knot it, and then you can just hide this piece inside your pumpkin. And you're going to do the same thing you did on the bottom, just weaving in and out, all the way around until you get back to where you started. Okay, now you've done it all the way around. You can pull it really tight to cinch it closed, but we're coming into the same problem we had earlier where there's still kind of a hole. What we're going to do is we're going to do what we did on the bottom and just kind of go in and out, crossed, around, like this, over and over until we don't have a hole anymore. And now what we have is kind of like, looks good on the bottom, but we have this weird top thing going on. So what we're going to want to do is you're going to want to poke it straight down into the middle and push your needle all the way on the other side. And this can be hard. You're going to squish your pumpkin. Push your needle all the way to the other side, and then you're going to pull it, and you're going to want to pull it really, really tight. So you want it to kind of suck in like it's doing here. See how it's not, and then suck it in. So what you want to do is you want to pull as tight as possible, and then hold it there and try and poke through and basically tie a knot at the bottom when it's really tight so that we can get it. And sometimes if it doesn't do it the first time, you might have to go back up, catch it again, and try and just pull it back down. So here's the top. So I came out here, and I'm gonna move over a little, put it back through, and this is where I'm gonna try and pull it down again. Okay, see, perfect. So the goal is to try and keep it like that by tying a knot at the end. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna weave it through like this. And you should have a loop here, pulling as tight as possible, and then you can basically tie a knot. And you can do this, I do it as many times as I can, just to try and make sure it stays pushed in like that. I just do it over and over, back and forth, top to bottom, and then I knot it at the bottom. Until I feel like it's where I want it to be. This might be my last one. And this part's a little difficult, so what you want to do is just get a loop close and pull, and then try and tie a knot. Yeah, so here's your pumpkin. I think this is a pretty good, it's cinched in pretty good. I'll go ahead and just feed it through and cut it off. So you just feed it through the pumpkin, cut off the extra string. So now you have your pumpkin and it's cinched at the top and it's ready for a stem. So you're gonna take your brown yarn, your same size hook. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna do a slip knot into your brown. Put that on the hook. And you're going to chain 6. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, now you've chained 6. You're going to do basically the same thing we did with the orange. You're going to half double crochet across and then chain 1. So let's half double crochet all the way across, which is just yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through. My camera's having a really hard time picking up this color. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. Basically, you're just going to do half double crochets across the stem, chain 1, turn your work, and do this 2 more times so you have a total of 3 rows. Now you've done 3 rows, should look something like this. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to fold your project in half like this, and then you're going to slip stitch across the top. Once you've slip stitched across, you can go ahead and cut off your yarn, leave enough room for you to use the yarn to sew into your pumpkin. So this is where we fastened off. I'm going to actually thread this piece down through the stem and have it poke out at the bottom so that I can have both threads at the bottom like this. Here's the top of your stem and the bottom, so you're just going to want to use the extra threads to weave it in and out until your stem is securely attached to your pumpkin. And then once your stem is securely on your pumpkin, you have these 2 extra strands. What we're going to do with them is we're just going to poke them straight down, if you can get it to go straight down through your pumpkin to the end, the bottom side. Pull it all the way through. Do that with both of your, oh, it didn't go all the way through. There we go. Do that with both of your threads. This is how I get rid of them. Go ahead and poke them all the way through to the back. Pull it through the bottom. And once the whole thing's pulled through, your pumpkin should look like this, and then 2 strings on the bottom. So what I like to do is I like to go pull on these strings really hard and then clip them at the base, and they usually suck into your pumpkin and they just stay within the stuffing. So pull really tight, clip it at the base, and they disappear. And now you have a pumpkin with a stem. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed this video or was able to make a pumpkin out of this video, please like and subscribe to my channel for more content like this. Be sure to leave any questions in the comments below, and I'll be sure to respond to you as quickly as possible. Thanks for watching.